Good
Hi.
evening, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
I was gonna say good morning. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not the right time.
It's morning somewhere.
It is. My brain thinks it's, I don't know, middle of the night perhaps. And apparently I set the YouTube timer an hour early, so
Oh,
thank you Mills,
Oh,
for noticing that.
oops.
oops.
Oh, we're live now. Sorry if anyone has been waiting an hour for us.
Good
We're
morning,
on our way.
Davi.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, morning somewhere. In Mistress Dovey land.
Yeah,
Brunch
choose to
time.
be my land.
So how's everyone doing?
Great.
Still alive. Gloriously alive.
Gloriously alive.
Not everybody answer all at once, okay? Like, chill.
Well, I have a
Can we-
kitty cat in my lap, so
That's good.
Oh, cute.
still a matrim.
I mean, tears would be going down my face if I had a cat in my arms, but Not
Oh, you
for-
are-
joy.
I'm
You're
really,
allergic?
really, yeah, I'm really allergic.
Ouch.
I love
so
animals.
Androl, what have you been up to since last week? Have you recovered from all the love potions?
Yes, I forgot to take them myself and forgot to give them to someone, so I'm alone as usual. No, what I've been doing? Nothing. Yeah, I can't remember. I think I did nothing. Even this past weekend, I just sat at home and did nothing.
So you're fermenting love potions.
Yeah, exactly.
They might be ready for next year.
One can hope.
Yeah, I mean, still valid. Still valid. Oh, we haven't done much either. Just you ended your sports break. So
Yeah.
You're back to work.
Back at work.
Everyone's back at work. Just working. Doing fuck all. I actually managed to be effective or like efficient at work 2 days in a row. I've produced shit.
Whoa.
Oh,
I finished a report today. Hooray for me.
Oh,
good job.
finishing, like, writing docs. I think it's the worst part of my job. I hate that so much. It's, yeah.
Ah,
Anyway.
my reports might be a bit more fun. I don't know. You're okay.
Yeah,
it
no,
really
I
fast or
don't
anything?
think I don't think it depends on what I'm writing about. It just writing doesn't really come naturally to me. So it's I'd rather be coding something than writing explanation as to what am I coding.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Stovey's in the field. Cool.
Monitoring. Sounds important.
Yeah, making sure those nasty animals don't do anything that she wouldn't do.
Oh, well, okay.
The bar is somewhere.
There might be a bar
There might be a
somewhere.
bar, yeah.
Somewhere. on here.
Do we know the bar?
Camille, how are you feeling? What have you been up to?
I had a quiet weekend, which was nice. I've been busy. Work has been quite busy recently, so it's nice just to be able to relax. I went to London on Saturday to pick shoes for my twins' wedding, like to pick the shoes for my twins for our wedding, which was great. I hate shopping, but it was great. And I've started a nerdy thing that I think I'm gonna spend way too much money on. I've started painting minis.
Ooh.
Ooh. Is that an owl bear?
It's an owl bear. I mean,
Yes!
I don't know whether I can actually get it to focus on that or not. Anyway,
That's
it's not finished
cool.
yet. I still have a bunch of highlights to do, but
Looked amazing.
Love owlbears. That's gonna cost you a lot of money.
It's already
Is that
Yeah.
from?
to it.
I
It's
mean-
like buying minis and buying paint and buying brushes, and you're like, yeah, but like I don't want to use the same brushes for that thing, and yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
Is that from D&D series?
Yeah.
The Albert. Yeah,
Um,
cool.
the
It looks.
there is a part of the monster set from the army painter. So you get
Cool.
I don't know 30 different paint plus the mini.
It really looks like the owlbear in the movie that came out like last year or something. Did you see the Dungeons and Dragons movie?
Yeah. I didn't
I
even
think-
remember there was an old bear in it, so maybe I should rewatch that
No.
movie.
Do it. I think it was fun. It was really fun movie. It just kind of underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
apparently it flopped, kind of.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it was great.
Yeah,
Why?
it was fun. It had great characters. It felt like a self-contained adventure. I just
I think the
wanted
main
more.
reason I think the main reason nowadays movies are flopping is just because they're so expensive that if you want to
Yeah.
make it for the budget, you have to have a lot of people going to watch that
Yeah.
movie. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was I like that movie. It was
was
very
fun,
much a
wasn't
D&D vibe.
Yeah,
we saw it a
exactly.
couple
It
of
felt
weeks
like.
ago.
Yeah. It was great.
And I love the owlbears. Been playing Baldur's Gate 3, and you can get like an owlbear cub in your camp. It's like, yay!
Oh,
And
Oh,
then you get
they-
an armored owlbear, full size.
wow.
I mean, they really missed out. They should have released the movie after Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
That would have
Yeah.
been
It probably would have helped.
smart.
Yeah.
No, but our one of our best friends, he's like into Warhammer, so I mean, he spent
Oh,
several fortunes painting
Yeah.
these little figures. So
I feel like Warhammer is even worse because you do need, like, the goal is to build an army. So that does mean you need a lot of miniatures. I'm starting to have a few miniature, like I don't know, 20 or something like that. It's the first one I'm painting, but it's mostly like because at one point I want to play D&D with them. And I mean, yes, when you start playing a lot, you do need a big set of miniature, but I don't need that big set right now. I
you
can
won't
progressively
be.
build it. Like, yeah, I don't know.
You don't have to have as big as army as like in Warhammer, where
Yeah.
they're just fucking huge.
Yeah. And also, like, I think painting minis for Warhammer would quickly annoys me because you have to paint a lot of the same minis if you want to
Yeah.
build like this, like an army that makes sense. And it would be fine for the first one, and then my ADHD would be like, no, it's boring. Give me something else to do.
Yeah.
And D&D minis, I can paint a bunch of different minis, and I don't have to do like twice the same. And yeah, I like that.
I want to paint minis now,
Sorry.
and I want to play D&D. We've
Gosh.
tried like twice, and we've only ever gotten like to the character creation stage, and never further than that.
I usually don't plug it, but I'll plug the Cross of Time podcast because a few weeks ago we had to record an episode with Kat, and Matt was supposed to be there and he wasn't, so we were wondering what to talk about that would be low effort to prepare. So next episode coming up is gonna be about D&D, and just like Kat and I nerding about D&D for an hour. So if people like D&D, come listen to us.
Nice.
Nice. And you can plug Queers of Time as much as you want.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to always be like, hey, I have a podcast, come listen to it. I'm sure people here already know about that anyway. So if they're not listening, that's for a reason.
Hi Victoria. Welcome.
Hi.
Okay. We have anything else we want to... Has this been going on, or should we look at the... what happened on
Let's
social.
look at what happened. I actually don't know what happened on socials.
I did a meme after our last episode.
Viva las Logoth.
So, for those of you who weren't here,
Oh,
haven't watched our last episode, we were talking about Dagger Matt and what would happen if he continued to be Dagger Matt throughout the series. And we ended up discussing that he would like just become a recluse in Shadow Logoth and turn it into a gambling den, like Las Vegas style.
Nice.
Yeah. That came from that. It was an interesting episode.
I actually don't know where that image comes from. And I
You
feel like
haven't
it's
watched
something I should...
Futurama?
Watch what?
Futurama.
No, I haven't.
It's
So
an
that's not
anime.
that.
It's a really fun animated show, but by the creator of The Simpsons made this one. But it's set, it's like in a guy gets stuck in a freezer and wakes up like 3,000 years in the future. I think it's better than The Simpsons.
It's brilliant.
I know I haven't watched much of The Simpsons because I'm not actually into it. Okay, Mr. Stovey, if the question "Are you serious?" is about me not recognizing Futurama, I will say that there's probably 99% of the things that all Americans know that I have no fucking clue what's going on.
I'm guessing like The Simpsons would be dubbed in France, right?
So Simpsons are dubbed in France and they are available. So those one I know, but like the number of time, like Matt, James, or Kat are like talking about a celebrity, an American celebrity, and I'm like, who the fuck are you talking about? I didn't even know who Betty White was before like starting to talk with them, and it's like that was one of the worst offense that I told them. I still don't know who Betty White is. I just know she's dead. Right? She's dead. Is she dead?
She died.
Okay.
I mean, the name rings a bell.
Oh, she was in Golden Girls.
I am not a pop culture enthusiast, okay? I am a nerd. And I do not know much about pop culture in general. I have specific things that I do know about. But
Mr.
like I don't know
Jovi
most people's names anyway.
I mean, yeah.
Celebrities, who cares?
No.
Yeah. Many celebrities, and also many celebrities that people are referenced today is like celebrities from the 70s and the 80s when some people weren't around.
And like today's celebrities, I don't watch television. I listen to the radio, so I might know names, but I don't know what
I don't listen to the
like.
radio, and I almost don't watch TV.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny, like the Americans was so focused last week on the Super Bowl. Oh, it got 100. It was a record. It got 123 million viewers. Eurovision Song Contest takes 161 million viewers.
And I didn't watch that either.
Exactly.
I don't watch the Eurovision. I don't think the Eurovision is particularly successful in France. I don't know why, but I don't know. I've heard more people like from other part of Europe watching Eurovision than I've heard people from France watching Eurovision. Yeah.
I was so surprised that Josh from Black Tower, he watches Eurovision.
Yeah.
And he was asking me about it at Jordan Con. I was like, I have no idea. I never watched it.
I mean,
Fortunately,
Victoria...
I was a kid. Because I had to.
We're talking about Betty White. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, she was in a show in the 80s called The Golden Girls, and that's like, I knew it because I'm weird that way.
No, but it was on Swedish TV as well. As Pantertanter, like
Yes.
Panther ladies.
Panther ladies. This was really fun. and weird.
Yeah.
Translation.
I grew up in front of the TV, so
Yeah.
that's where my parents put me.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't get offended when like, do people outside of France know like Louis de Funès, Bourvil, all of the like French actors that like people in France would know, but probably are not known
Jean
outside
Reno.
of France. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I don't know a lot of your cultural references. I didn't grow up with those. And especially like in France, since everything is dubbed, like you don't even really pay attention sometimes to like voices that are very common, this kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
People are still upset in chat about the Betty White thing.
Yeah, I know. I know it upsets a lot of people. It also upsets a lot of like queer people that I like don't know Betty White. Took me forever to know who RuPaul was.
I mean,
It took me years from living in the US to know who the Kardashian was, but I don't think I missed that much with that.
Nah. I know Betty White more from she was in The Wedding Singer, I think, and she was in like 2 episodes of Community, my favorite TV show. That's about it. And all the reference that like stand-up comedians do. Oh, we lost a supporter.
Sorry.
Sorry, we will do better.
Will we though?
Well,
Anyway, we can move on from the my lack of culture. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
okay, let's see what we have from like Instagram. Oh yeah.
Look at that.
We've saved some chickens. So for those of you who don't know, at Malkier Con, there was but last year and the year before that, charity auction for like rescue hens that Juliet Howland is involved in, and managed to save, I think, was it 7 chickens, 7 crates. I don't know how many chickens are in each crate, but so hooray for saving chickens.
Yeah.
Yay. Yeah, Chicken Rescue UK. And I'm assuming we're gonna do something similar this year. So come to Prague and donate chicken money. And we have some more, of course. Sharon Gillum is just bombarding us with behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, she posted a lot of costume for the Heroes of the Horn. That was very interesting.
How many cameras is that?
More
Holy
than
crap.
one.
Yeah, they were scanning them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's needed for the VFX part since it's all like the blurry part.
And I don't remember who this hero is. This a named hero? I don't know.
I have no clue.
No. Let's see. I'll take the next one. There was a couple of them. Yeah, there was another Hero of the Horn. I don't know if I remember seeing this one.
I mean,
I really like the dress. It's super cool. I need to watch episode 8 again and just like pause at all these all the heroes.
I mean, there was a lot of heroes, so maybe we just didn't really notice. I love all those costumes are all so different.
Mhm.
Like each
That
of them
makes-
has their very specific personality, and I really like that.
I mean, it
Gosh,
makes
this one is
sense since
amazing.
the heroes is probably taken from different eras and ages and stuff like that. So, and different cultures.
Yeah, it makes sense, but it's not because it makes sense that people will always take the care
No, of course.
to do that properly.
Nice. We have going to project. Penguin saving the chickens.
I thought Nils wrote shave the chickens. But why?
I don't think Juliet would appreciate that.
No.
Yes,
shaved.
this chicken may not vibe with that.
No. Look at that
That's
hat.
another beautiful
Mm.
one.
Yeah. Cyber scanned. Here's the horn. Yeah, for the VFX. Mariso.
Amarisu, yeah. So colorful.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a drawing? Nice.
Yeah, all of those costumes are so good. Want to see the rest of them?
I'm curious whether like in convention people are gonna try to do cosplay of Hero of the Worlds, because those costumes are amazing. And like someone gets really into cosplays, that could be like there's a few costumes among them that could be very pretty to make.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
look,
have the patience.
Is that purple boots? Nice.
I believe they are.
Cool.
Oh, those are really nice.
Yeah.
And like from like purple to blue.
Mm-hmm.
That headpiece or hairpiece. Yep.
Yep. We say yes.
And here's Rossman Pike being silly.
Isn't that how you ride an elevator?
That's how Rossman rides.
I will have to say that she was in South Africa last week, and she came back for was it a BAFTA? I'm like,
the BAFTAs were
Yeah.
recently, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
that's some dedication, because I think she only stayed maybe for a week or two in South Africa before coming back to the UK, and she's probably gonna go back soon if she's not already back to South Africa. And impressive. It's a big flight, not a lot of jet lag, but still a big flight.
Yeah. They have to do it, unfortunately.
Yep. I mean, I'm sure they're not flying in economy basic, so
Probably not.
I was just Nils' comment. Uno already did what? What am I doing?
Cosplaying.
Oh, cosplaying. Oh, I was just reading the chicken shaving. It's like, what? When did
are you
I
shaving chicken without telling us? You know, do you have dark secrets to reveal to us?
Maybe later. Cost. No, thank you. Shaved penguin, maybe. Yeah, I need to update cosplaying. Oh yeah, we have a snack Aes Sedai this week instead of a snack order.
Yep.
Priyanka's been hitting the gym a lot.
Yeah,
And also
I love that she basically posted that, because like the comment is like, so real bodies also look like this, stress, cortisol, jet lag, bloat. And yeah, it's like not only posting picture when you're at your best, but also when you got a bit of bloating and this kind of thing. I don't know. I like her. She's great.
She's amazing. I think that was it for social media stuff. I mean, there's probably 100 more things out there, but go check them out for yourselves.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot more, so...
Oh, but some of our friends they saw Hades Town the other day, right? I think yesterday, maybe? Or 2 days ago.
I think Sulin and Rob, but neither
and
of them are
Elliot,
there.
right?
And Elliot, yeah. I'm watching it in 9 days, on the 29.
Nice.
So, next week.
Awesome. Okay, do we have anything else we want to talk about, or should we jump into this week's Flicker?
Let's start the Flicker.
You ready to Flicker?
Always ready to Flicker.
Flicker away!
It is believed there are worlds where a year is only a day here, and others where a day is a year here. There are supposed to be worlds where the very air would kill us at a breath, and worlds that barely have enough reality to hold together. And as we set out to explore these realities, remember one thing: be steadfast.
I'm trying. There we go.
So, this week's main topic: what if Mesaana had turned the White Tower Aes Sedai into Dreadlords? Much in the same way that Time did in the Black Tower. Spoilers, by the way.
That's so. I wasn't there last week, and I only saw that question like 20 minutes before joining the show. And I think it's a great question, but it also led to why did she not?
Right?
Yeah.
It's
Why
so
did
close to her
Why only the
personality
Black
and
Tower
grip.
did that?
She could have easily done it
Yeah.
with everything else she was doing.
Or-
But do you need? Does it matter the gender of the channelers?
Yeah, but like even if she
Mhm.
needed male channeler, she does have the Dreadlords, or could the Dreadlords not turn other people into Dreadlords?
No, I'm confusing it with the healing of the power, I think.
I mean, because they threatened
Or-
the Black Ajat threatened and like Nynaeve and Elaine with turning them to the shadow against them. They were really scared about that. I think especially Nynaeve, that oh my god, they can do this like shit if they have.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
turning them
that
like
much.
Cain.
Yeah,
That
I
might-
think it might have been easier for them to turn them if they had the opposite gender doing it to them.
So that way it took a while, and because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
worked on Logain for a long time.
Yeah.
And I guess also like how much of a fight you would put up as like
Yeah.
a channeler.
I guess it's a messy technique that you do need to have like the space to do that, and maybe they consider they had already enough Black Aja people to not need further like turn people.
But it feels like it would be so on brand for her to just turn as many people to the shadow as possible. Or maybe she's like, no, I want to do this not through, like, I want to do it through manipulation instead and use my teaching skills instead of just forcing. I don't know.
But she's into forcing as well, right?
Yeah.
Brainwashing and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's one of, like, Grendel using compulsion, really, like, don't care, while others, like, no, compulsion is so crude, I want to, like, make people do what I want without using compulsion, because otherwise it feels like cheating. I don't know. Or she just didn't think of it. I don't know. She was busy. I mean, they have the
Yeah.
space in the White Tower to do it.
I mean, there's also like non-Forsaken that think being turned is like not really bullshit, but like for example, Lanfear complains that people being like turned channelers are not as great as like people who join the dark willingly, because they kind of like they're soulless, so they're lack some initiative or creativity or these kind of things. They're basically shadow of who they were, even if they do retain like memories and this kind of thing. So I don't know, maybe Mesaana thought the process was not up to her standards.
She just wanted the grade A students. Hi, Ashikova. Wasted resource. No, I don't know. Why didn't she?
Yeah. Maybe it's easier indeed to just kill the people who don't want to join the dark and move on.
And also, would it have been harder to do it in the White Tower compared to the Black Tower? I mean, the Black Tower was kind of under process to be built, both structurally and how the rankings and everything was. But in the White Tower, it's kind of already structured. Everything is, this is how you're supposed to be. So, and at that time, all the Ajas was kind of locked away from each other. So if they wanted to lure people into a burning trap, you probably would have to go into another Aja's territory or something like that. It would have been harder.
Victoria on this though, because there would be so many empty rooms and storage spaces.
Yeah.
Easily fit
Yeah.
in.
But I think there's also like in the Black Tower, like the idea that a channeler can be turned is not a known thing. So they keep like, I think there's a few times where Androl think about like people kind of changing alliance within the Black Tower, and he notices kind of this darkness between the like in the eyes of the people that are turned, but since it doesn't know what that corresponds to, it's hard to pinpoint and say, oh, they are being turned, something fucked up is going on.
And it could be the madness or something like signs.
Yes, they put it on the madness or this kind of thing. But like within the White Tower, it's a secret. Like it's not a secret within the White Tower. Like a lot. Like I actually don't remember whether all Sedai knows that turning a channeler is something that is possible, or is that a secret that is well kept and maybe only the Amerlins knows about it.
I don't know.
But I mean, it was. Yeah, sorry, I don't know.
No, I was going to say that. I mean, in the Black Tower, I mean, Androl noticed that they had like the lack of soul or something in their eyes, and they are people that known each other for like a year or so. But in the White Tower, you have people that have known each other for maybe hundreds of years, and to see someone change that quickly, I mean, I think they would get suspicious much faster than in the Black Tower.
Yeah, and I guess like people in the light from the writer would really quickly notice the process, and then it'd be harder for the Black Aja to keep doing a lot of what they did unnoticed from everyone. I don't see that technique being used in the White Tower until like later, like in the later part of the books, when we're getting closer to the last battle, because before that it's too hard not to get noticed. Like the risks of being noticed are too high. And then, I mean, when you look at the last few books, there's this big part where it's Elida at the head of the Black Tower, of the White Tower, and maybe it would have been possible to do something under her nose. But once Egwene get it back, she does get rid of a bunch of Black Asia sisters. So
I'm also wondering, like, if the Oath Rod and the Three Oaths could get in the way in some way. That would be a hindrance.
I mean, it wasn't for the Black Sisters, so they could probably just lower the Oath Rod just like the Black Sisters did. Or the Black Aja.
yeah, I mean,
Because they could lie.
the Oath, yeah. But some of the Aes Sedai are turned in the Black Tower, right? Because there are a few Aes Sedai in the Black Tower, and including a few that had bonded some of the Ashamen.
Yeah.
And yeah, wasn't there a big attempt to turn both Logain and whoever he was bonded to?
Yeah,
I
right.
think so.
Okay, so that might not be a hindrance of any sort. I wonder if, like, if you're turned, if, like, it breaks the oaths, like, or if you're freed from the oaths if you get turned, or because you're are you the same person? Or like, are the oaths tied to your, it's not tied to your body, right? It's more like,
I mean, it depends whether if the oaths are tied to your soul and the process of turning damage your soul, could it affect it? I don't know.
I mean, or like if you're stilled, then you're released. So it also is connected to your channeling. But then your channeling is connected to your soul. But I don't know.
It's kind of a metaphysics question, and I think it's hard to answer.
And I think the point that Ashikawa raises is null, because Mesaana would know more, right? So even though ordinary Black Sisters wouldn't know each other, Mesaana would.
Yeah.
Even though she wouldn't know everything, she would know a lot more.
Yeah.
I would also say, okay, no, go ahead.
Yeah, but then Nils also raises a good point here that perhaps the Black Aja in itself works better than having a bunch of Dreadlords, because there's a sort of difference. So that might be why she doesn't want to introduce more Dreadlords. They might
also like the process of turning someone does require 13 Mirrorworlds, and it may be easier to sneak them into the Black Tower than it is to sneak them into the White Tower.
Oh yeah, that's kind of a good point. Because
it might just be more useful to have a functioning Black Aja.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been very tricky to put in place a process to turn people inside the White Tower. Maybe like turning Aes Sedai that are away from the White Tower, that are isolated. Maybe that would have been possible, but that does require like 13 Aes Sedai, like 13 Dreadlords and 13 Mirrorworlds in order to turn someone, and that's
like one more.
Yeah,
just jumping around.
It's just very time consuming. Perhaps not worth the time.
Yeah, I mean, they were going like Logain. He was there like for days, right? Trying to turn him.
It really depends on the person, because it's about resisting to it. Logain took a long time for it. It's harder to resist when people from the opposite gender are trying to turn you. So if women turning a man is easier than if men are turning a man or women are turning women. So heteronormativity. I'm sorry. And what was I saying? I forgot.
It's easier for opposite gender to.
Yeah, but
Sex.
why was I trying? What was the initial question?
Talking about how long it took to.
Yeah.
turn a person.
So it depends how much you resist, but like there's definitely example of people in the Black Towers that were perfectly fine in the morning, and by the evenings that they were completely different. So
Weak-minded.
yeah, so for some people it can take days, for some people it can take a few hours, and that's it.
I think it depended on the power of you, how strong you were in the power, and the force of your will. Some kind of combination.
Something like that. Okay.
So
She was just like managing her resources and like, no, I should focus on just puppeting Elida and the rest of these.
When does she die again? In which book is that? Is that in the...
It's when Egwene is it after the battle? No, it's after the battle where the Shanshan attack the White Tower, when Egwene breaks loose.
And that was a gathering of stone?
Yeah, I think so. But after that, when she's kind of the Amelin, she gathers people that have been dreamwalking and the dreamwalkers from the Aiel to lay a trap for the Black Sisters and Mesaana.
Yeah, and that's when Gawain fights the Blood Knives.
Yeah.
She dies in Tower of Midnight. Yep.
Yeah. Or I mean, she doesn't die. Her mind breaks.
Yeah.
So she's like
because
incapacitated.
Yeah.
Poor Mesaana.
She probably would have preferred death so she could have come back in a new body or something before the last battle. Now she's just like stuck in a bed.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And I don't think they killed her. I think they just let her, like.
I mean, are they gonna feed her? Are they gonna, like, I don't know, wash her and this kind of thing? If they don't actually really take care of her, she's gonna die, because she's not gonna drink, she's not gonna eat, she's gonna pee herself. She's like, she's her mind is not there anymore.
No.
So,
but I don't think we ever got like closure on that.
Nah.
We just got the scene where she's like in bed.
Poor thing.
Poor thing.
Let's not go that far.
Or was that competition?
I don't think science has competition when you reach a certain level.
Really?
Yeah.
No scientists competing over glory in any way.
Just the poor scientists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you need to reach a certain level.
But in academia, you never get.
Beneath all this petty squabbling.
You're beneath it?
On top of it, all over it. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Anything else to say about Mesaana? And it's a nice idea, honestly. It's the timeline is tricky. The White Tower itself makes it complicated. It's a logistical nightmare, I would say.
Hey, Goatbrother. Miss you. We'll see you next week, and we love you.
I was gonna say have fun at work, but good luck for work. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, well, should have some fun as well. I've seen Roger doing like flying on chairs and stuff. So have a good night and have some fun.
Yeah.
No, but we can do a little wheelie spin.
Yeah.
A little wheelie spin.
Spinny, spinny.
Oh. What was that plan again?
Who's Latra?
No, the
other
female Aes Sedai.
Yeah. The
There's
one we
only
see no, but are you actually like I can't see I can't tell. Are you actually asking or
Yes, I have no idea what this is.
Do you remember the cold open of episode 8 of the first season? The woman that Liusterin has a discussion with. She's basically the like one of the leader within the White Tower at this time, and she very much disagree with this plan to go seal the Dark One. Instead, the plan was, the big statue that are Sangreal that are used by Rand and Nynaeve to cleanse the source.
The Jordan Call.
Yeah. I think the plan was to use those, but I don't remember exactly what.
Reading from the Wheel of Time wiki now. The plan regarding them was to use the overwhelmingly huge amount of the one power that could be drawn to them to annihilate the armies of the Shadow, and then to erect a barrier around Sheol until a safe way to seal the bore could be formulated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it would probably taken more time. But who knows?
And I think this was a plan preferred for a while until the key to the Quad Kal got lost because they were in a town that got taken over by the Shadow.
Okay.
And losing the access to the keys to those Sangreal kind of ruined the plan.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of why Liusterin went away with his idea of stealing the Dark One with Saidin.
Right.
So don't seal the bore just yet. Just encircle it in a bubble of bubble of goodness.
I think the issue is that Latran's plan relied on a few things. First, like finding again those access key, because you cannot use a Sangreal without them, otherwise like everyone's gonna burn out. Two, whether like after finding them, how long is that gonna take to find them? What would be still belonging to the light by then, or would have then already been overtaken by the Shadow at that time? And would using the Quad Kals actually work in destroying the Shadow's army? Would have it been enough or not? Because they do have a lot of Aes Sedai working with the Shadow. So it would definitely have delayed a lot the end of the war against the Shadow. Maybe it would have worked, but that was definitely a gamble.
Yeah.
I'm a bit unsure of because I hardly remember this, of the timeline from when that plan was formulated and how far along it was before they lost the access keys then.
I mean, all of that story is not really part of the main books.
No.
there's kind of a short story that Jordan wrote about that time, kind of like in the story itself kind of look like as if historian was recalling what had happened during that time. It's an interesting read. I don't remember exactly the title of it. If someone in the chat know.
It was I don't remember. Was it just a strike at Shire Ghoul or no? It had a longer title.
It may have been the strike of Shire Ghoul.
I have read it once, like ages ago. But I do not remember many details from it.
Yeah. It's I do think it's an interesting read. It's on the Dragonmont website.
Victoria is saying that there might have been more than one of each. I don't remember if that's the case or not.
I think there's only one access key per sangreal.
So could more than one person use the access key at the same time?
I mean, you can link.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
This was a bit difficult.
I have the strike at Shire Ghoul in front of me, if you want. Yeah. Another plan at the time centered around two huge sangreal, one attuned to Saidin and one to Sedai, both so powerful that using them required a special sangreal, like miniature version of the Great Sangreal, constructed especially for the purpose of accessing the sangreal. This project had its detractors too, for the sangreal were planned to be so powerful that either one might well provide enough of the one power to destroy the world, while both together certainly would. Some doubted that so much of the one power could be handled safely under the circumstances. Against that was a certainty, according to the plan supporters, that used together they would provide sufficient power to drive the Shadow's force back. To defeat them completely and erect a barrier around Shire Ghoul until a safe method of dealing with the board was assured. So yeah, there was very much two camp at that time. And just as the paired sangreal were completed, disaster struck. The excess sangreal were being made at a place far removed from the sangreal, and that region was overrun by forces under Samael. The only good point in it was that the sangreals themselves have been hidden and the place where they were made destroyed. So neither Samael nor anyone else for the Shadow knew that any of these things were now within their grasp. So, yeah.
Okay. That sounds like there were only one of each.
Yeah.
Yeah. And somehow they ended up in Iridian.
I mean...
Or one of them.
One of them,
Rand and Asmodean fights over.
Yeah. The one that controls the side in Sangreal. I don't remember where the other one is found.
No. Chat, help us. Okay. So... I mean... I guess it might have worked if the keys didn't get lost, if like Luz agreed to the plan at an early stage and they could like move up the timeline, but
yeah,
otherwise it would be hard to execute the plan if they didn't have the access keys.
Yeah, and it feels like it's really the loss of those access keys that pushed Luster to act on his other plan. They were kind of in in a tight. No, that's not the word. I don't know. Like there was two groups and they couldn't make a decision until those, like that first plan fell apart. So Quent and Carl.
Nils, there's a button here you can click if you want. Check this out.
Science wizard. And yes, stalemate was the word you were looking for, Camille. Perhaps.
Yes, stalemate. I mean, yeah. My English. You all know how my English is.
That's awesome. Okay. I don't have any more input on this.
Nope. I'm almost
I feel like
falling asleep.
Are we all tired today?
We're a bit tired today.
Yep.
Ebe. Yeah. I mean, it was a good plan, but
I mean, it could have worked, maybe.
It could have worked, but I feel like losing. Like they would have needed like some heist operation in order to get those access key back.
I would watch a movie like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And also, it wouldn't be. I mean, even if they have the power to do it. I mean, do you have the precision? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Or will you just destroy half a continent just to get rid of the Shadow's army?
Maybe.
I mean, Rand is able to clean the clean side in by like when using those two Androl. So I do think there had enough very competent Sedai that they probably would have been able to do a decent job. Yeah.
I mean, it feels like the plan isn't completely finished because, okay, we'll erect this dome and then we still need to like deal with the boar in some way.
Yeah.
So, they might just end up with the same conclusion that, oh, we need to just seal it with the one power.
Yeah, but I mean, one of the reasons why it failed the first time was because like Louis Therin and his 100 companion couldn't do a circle because they didn't have any women with them. And obviously linking can only happen if there's a woman around. Yeah. So they definitely did not go sealing the boar with optimal conditions.
No.
I think Latra's plan really, like, the main purpose was to get more time to research what was going on with the boar and how to fix that up. I'm afraid that if they go on a very like academical, scientific, like kind of way, they would have stuck with that dome around Child Ghoul for a while because nobody would want to be the one responsible to like try to seal the boar and potentially fail.
No.
And if it was a temporary solution that worked okay-ish, maybe they would just have waited way too long and then had to take a rash decision at some point, or I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
And also, there's no guarantee that making that dome around Child Ghoul would have prevented the Dark One from, like, infecting the rest of the world.
What kind of dome would it need to be? Like what? It's like similar to the no. I'm just thinking of like the Dream Spike dome, but that's something completely different.
Oh, the things that prevent from channeling? Yeah. I mean, yeah. Does it prevent access to both sources?
Yes. No,
What about
I mean
true source?
the Dream Spike didn't prevent you from using the power, but it
No, it
only
was just
prevented you
travel.
from traveling and
Traveling that was prevented.
Hmm.
So they would need to research a good dome for blocking the dark one. How would they do that? Science person. It's also trial and error. But
Yeah, trial and error.
create a steading around it.
Would you like to dig up a steading and catapult it into the board? Land on top of it.
How deep does a steading go? Could you like dig deep enough to get out of the, or is it like to the Earth's core?
Yeah. How deep is a steading? Hashtag deep.
Or how high up does a steading go? It's also interesting.
how high is a steading? We should add that to the wheel.
I want to know. If you climb the highest tree and then like
And then jump. Can you channel?
Can you reach?
Yeah, they started inventing trains again in Randland, but planes and this kind of thing, not really. And you cannot fly with the power, right?
No.
But I guess you could create like Elaine does, like steps of like hardened air.
Yeah.
Really long one power antenna.
Honestly, it's a disappointment they didn't make Terran Grials that was just a flying broom.
Next stage.
That would have been hilarious. Anyway, is there anything else
You
to say
can
about
lift
that?
other people with the power, so you
No.
can make someone else fly. Can two people lift each other like at the same time and just continue to?
Interesting.
There'd be no leverage. I think that's the main issue with lifting yourself, right?
No, but if you lift someone else and someone else lifts you.
Try to do that right now. See how well it does.
With
Flying
the one
seas.
power.
Flying seas. Yeah, that's something.
And I mean, if you can make like platform of air, shouldn't you be able to raise that platform and step onto it? And you just like make steps.
Well,
Because Egwene uses someone makes a platform for Egwene when she's raised to Amerlin and she's gonna have her speech. She walks out into a platform in the air.
Indeed.
This is a completely different discussion, but
Yeah.
different plan.
Should we pick the one from next week?
Yes.
yeah, I think our brains are mushy enough.
Yeah.
Let's see, we can open
Flicker.
open the Flicker.
Is that full screen? Now it is.
No, it is.
Okay, for next week, hopefully it's discussed.
Dane Bornhall became a warder.
Interesting.
That could be a fun one.
Yeah, like whose warder would he be?
So you all just have to join us next week.
Yes. And before we go, Androl's Porn and Potions have a huge sale this week. Buy 2 potions, get 3.
Okay.
Buy 2, pay for 3. Love it.
Awesome. Where do we sign up?
Listen to what I say, not what I write.
So everyone just slip into Androl's DMs and they'll set you up with some good potions.
Okay.
That's all for this week. Stay safe in the Flickerverse.
Bye. I guess.
Bye.
Bye.